What's up, graphic designers? We're going to take a little bit of inspiration from the Sports Illustrated cover featuring Jimmy Butler and Klay Thompson, where they are sort of extracted from the background, and then the background itself is desaturated and they applied a blending mode. We're going to do that, and we're going to create something that looks a little bit like this, featuring some recent action photos. And in addition to maybe a blue, you're going to maybe add a red and a teal, and I'm going to talk to you guys just about how to create this. Additionally, what we're going to want to do is create a PNG cutout of the action figure, the hero of your piece, and we're going to submit that as a PNG file in a separate assignment. So let's talk about how we did this. So the first thing that I did was identify the relevant photos. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at this web album. I really like this one featuring Jack. I think this is fun with Matthew on his heels. You're going to scroll through and you're going to find fun, compelling action shots. And so maybe it's this one, but what we're going to do, or what we're going to use in this particular tutorial, is this one featuring Adam from Musical Chairs. And so here's what you're going to do. You're going to find the photo, you're going to press C for crop, and then what you're going to do is you're going to crop the image so that the face of the individual falls along one of the intersections, one of the four intersections. This is a composition technique called rule of thirds. And typically we want like the hero or the main idea of the piece to fall along one of these vertical lines, and then ideally the head or the face is like at the crossroads of the horizontal and vertical axis. All right, so if we're going to do that right now to Adam, what I know is we're going to press C for crop, and then I'm going to click once. And I love Tommy. Tommy's a great guy, but what we're going to need to do is shift the borders just a tad so that Adam's face is the center. And you know what? I don't really think we have to do a whole lot more than that. I think that looks great right there. Tremendous. Now what we're going to do is press Command J, always Command J. I'm going to zoom in just a tad, and we're going to use the Object Selection tool to create a selection. And Photoshop is so smart. It knows exactly where Adam Vasco is, and that looks pretty amazing, although I do know that I am going to have to scooch in just a tad, and I'm just going to use the regular lasso, and I'm going to do the add to function. And so that looks like not a bad selection. Amazing. All right. What we're going to do now, of course, is apply the layer mask, and I'm going to hide the background. And that looks decent. But what I also know is that the back of his hair is not selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap white to the foreground and press B for brush. And then I'm going to simply brush that in. I know this. You guys know this. All right. Now this looks amazing. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause for a quick second, and we're going to press and hold Command, and we're going to click the thumbnail itself of the layer mask. And when you do that, hold Command again and click the thumbnail of the layer mask. It creates a selection, and now we're going to have to switch to the photo, and I'm going to press Command C, and I'm going to do File New, and then we're going to press Create or simply Enter. Now I'm going to press Command V, and there is that action photo. Now this particular action photo, it's not amazing, only because part of Adam's obscured, whereas this one featuring Jason from the poster we were looking at a moment ago looks a little bit more dynamic, and that's okay. You're just going to select whatever image you're using, and I'm going to now hide the background layer, so we see the white and black checkers, the white and gray checkers rather, and I'm going to click File. We're going to save a copy, and we're going to do Adam Action Cutout, and we're not going to save this as a Photoshop file. We're going to save this as a PNG. And then we're going to come back to this in a subsequent class. Great. We got that PNG cutout out the way. I'm now going to close this, and I'm going to return to this poster here. All right, so now what I know is I'm going to click the background layer again. And again, if we actually hide that background layer, we can see it's just Adam. I'm going to press Command D to deselect. And I'm going to press Command J one more time. I suppose we could press Command J twice in the beginning. But what we're absolutely going to need is the bottom layer, that background layer that's locked, like the untouched original and color. And now that background copy, we're going to press Command Shift U, Command L. We're always going to lighten the lights and darken the darks. And I know I want like the white of Charlie's sleeve to be super white, and like the pants of Tommy and his hair to be really dark. And then we're going to adjust the midtone so that looks a little bit like this. And then I'm going to switch to the Adam layer, and I'm going to press Command M. And we're going to apply a little bit of curves. We're going to boost the lightness just a tad so it pops. That looks much better. And actually, check this out, guys. I'm going to do that one more time just so you can see the contrast between the two. All right, we got the background layer desaturated. I'm going to press Command J, Command M. I'm on the Adam layer. And using curves, Command M, I'm just gonna eyeball it so it looks a little something like this. I'm gonna press OK. And now here we got the before and after. Really dark and muted. Here it pops. This is gonna be an amazing poster. All right, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna create a new layer above the background copy. And let's start off with a nice even blue. I'm gonna use the paint bucket. I'm gonna left click and we're gonna change the blending mode from normal to multiply. And that looks great, but it's a little dark. So I'm gonna press V and then 8 for 80%, 7 for 70. Yeah, let's go about 70%. That looks awesome. And you guys, we are off to an amazing start. We're gonna have to add some text. And I'm trying to make things a little bit easier for you. So I'm going to share this PSD with you, and you'll notice on the right side in the layers palette, we've got all these individual layers. This font right here, Sports Day, it's the Lemon Milk font. So I suppose you could write it alternatively, just use the Move tool, and you don't even have to download that font if you don't have it. And you're going to click and drag, and so we're going to have it maybe right here. We're going to have it on the top layer. That looks awesome. That looks super cool. And what is the event? It's not basketball, it's not volleyball. This is musical chairs. So I'm going to click and drag to the tab, and then I'm going to release. And that looks phenomenal. We're also going to need the logo. So I'm going to click and drag the logo, and I'm going to release, and I'm going to have it maybe, let's try right here, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to come back and play with this. I'm going to right click the object selection tool. We're going to use the magic wand. I'm going to make sure contiguous is unchecked. I'm going to select the grain and press delete, Command D. And you know what? I'm not mad about that. I kind of like that right here. I also know that when we take a look at this sort of palette of resources or assets, it's got 2024. I'm going to click and drag, and we're going to have that maybe right there. Because this font is white, we kind of want it in a dark background. You're going to put it where it makes sense for you, presumably somewhere near the text itself. All right, and we are so close to being done. What we're going to do now is we got to add a little slogan. So I'm going to return to this website where we got a lot of fun sports slogans. You're going to think about what makes sense given the context of your particular image. And I'm going to click and drag on the text, go big or go home. Why not? And let's make white the foreground and press T for text. Command V to paste. Command T. Adam, you did a great job in musical chairs the other day, but I'm press check to confirm. This, however, is not the font that we want. I really like Slow Decks. I like this. Go big or go home. I like that. And I'm going to make this text right here a little bit bigger. Let's try 300. That's super cool. And I'm going to do a couple indentations. I'm going to shift this over. That looks phenomenal. Let's maybe make go big even bigger than that. Let's try 350. Sure. Check to confirm. And let's add a drop shadow. I'm going to click effects. And let's look for a drop shadow. There we go. That makes it pop just a little bit more. And we're so close to being done. You're absolutely going to say this is a PSD, but we want to save this as a JPEG. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click File, Save a Copy. So it's going to be your first name, last name. So I'll write Mr. Drozd, and then it's going to be Sports Day. And then I'm going to label it blue, and we're saving this as a JPEG. Beautiful. Press OK to confirm. Beautiful. Now I'm going to hide the blue layer, in this case layer 2, and I'm going to make another new layer. So you can press Command Shift N, or just the new layer icon in layers palette. And let's try now a nice red. Paint bucket, click V, hold Shift +++ until you think you find one that you like. That might be fun. And again, Adam is the hero in this particular poster. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with multiply. I'm going to press V7 for 70%. So, yeah, I like 70% here too. That looks tremendous. So now what we're going to do is click File, Save a Copy. And I'm going to click on the most recent file name. And now I don't have to retype anything. And instead of saving this as blue, obviously we're going to save this as red. And there we go. So let's do this one more time super duper quickly. I'm going to click the vertical dots. I'm going to download. I'm going to click, presumably it's downloaded already. And what is, okay. So here we got this image. I know that the first thing that we're going to do is press Command J. And now we're going to press it one more time. I'm going to press C for crop. I'm going to click on the image. I'm going to shift it over because I know Jack is the hero, and we want the intersection of this vertical and horizontal line right on his face. This looks amazing. Now I can see there's plenty of space for text. We're going to use the object selection method to select out our buddy Jack, and I can see that it's going to get everything but the ball. So we're going to add the ball to the selection. That looks great. We're going to do a layer mask. I'm going to go down a layer. I'm going to press Command-Shift-U, Command-L. We're going to lighten the lights, darken the darks, adjust the midtones. This looks pretty fun. I'm going to return to the Jack layer and press Command-M. We're going to boost the lights, and that looks tremendous right there. New layer underneath the Jack cutout. Actually, we do got to make the cutout. We're going to hold Command. We're going to click the layer mask itself. We're going to return to the image itself in the layers palette, Command-C, File New. We're going to press Create, Command-V. We're going to save this as a copy, Jack action cutout. We're going to save this as not a JPEG, but as a PNG. And then we're going to submit this. That looks amazing. Let's create. We got that new layer already created. And let's get, this time, maybe a fun purple. Command-D to deselect. V hold Shift +++. That looks awesome. V7, 70%. And now, well, all that's left is to really add those assets. So I'm going to click and drag. Just making sure we're going to the right tab. That looks incredible. And this is not musical chairs. This is not volleyball. This is basketball. And that looks amazing. So we're going to save this as a JPEG. You'll notice I just did this in like 47 seconds. I can't wait for you guys to find fun photos, edit, and reimagine this poster featuring Jimmy Butler, Klay Thompson. Can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Good luck.